time-lapse production vlog. Yes indeed, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to yet another time-lapse production vlog. What is a time-lapse production vlog and who am I? My name is Vandeputte. I'm a time-lapse photographer looking to channel. This channel is all about time-lapse travel and teaching, and a time-lapse production vlog is where I take you along with myself to a commercial time-lapse shoot. The client on this project is Vogue. Not entirely sure what Vogue is, like how would you define Vogue? I think it's a fashion outlet, magazine, brand. It's not really my client. My client is 64 Films, a Sydney-based production company founded by a couple of amazing Kiwis that I really love, and I love what they do. They work with a lot of luxury brands, and so they're my client. I'll be shooting time-lapses and hyperlapses for 64 Films, and they're making a film for Vogue. I've done work with 64 in the past. They've been nothing but amazing, and they make some really cool videos, so I'm excited to be involved once again with them. Now this video that you're watching right now, it's a bit all over the place. It's shot a lot on my phone because I was limited with the amount of gear I could carry because of my hand. I had two great assistants that I will introduce you to later. But first, let me, I guess, talk you through really quickly how I approach a shoot like this and what gear that I use. So before any shoot starts, I ask, what is the purpose? What am I supposed to be shooting? Or are you just going to let me run free and shoot as much as I can? Now, usually there is a bit of a brief, but this time around, all that the brief said was just show the passage of time. So luckily, we're going to shoot some time lapses, because that's the whole point of a time lapse. Showing movement, showing things changing over time, and showing the passage of time indeed. Now, my weapon of choice lately for time-lapse productions, especially ones where there's a quick turnaround, has been the 6D Mark II. Ta-da! The 6D Mark II is a camera that has gotten so much hate online because it is a failed camera and it sucks and whatever, I don't care. It's my favorite camera to shoot time lapses with, not only because it just has a nice sensor, a lot of pixels, and it's reliable as hell, and it's Canon, and it's just, you know, reliable gear. It has 4K time-lapse movie mode built in, meaning that I can shoot the time lapses within the camera and I don't have to spend hours and hours and hours in post-production rendering all the series of photos into high-resolution files. I'll be shooting 4K movie mode time lapses in this camera, meaning I'll have very little post-production. The only post-production that we'll be doing is doing the day to night transition, the holy grail. I'll run you through that later. But yeah, I am still shooting that manually because it is more reliable, and it is just, if it's crucial that you get the shot, that you nail it, it's best to shoot it with the manual holy grail time-lapse method, I guess. I'm bringing two of these, and that's it. Usually, from past experience, from past shoots, I know that I only roll with one at a... Wow, something just fell in my kitchen. That's so scary. Jesus. One of these at once. Very rarely do you shoot two at the same time. That's usually reserved for the sunset shoot. So that's for the cameras. Now let's talk about lenses. First up, the all-rounder, the 24-70 f4IS. Not only is this a very affordable lens, it is also a very sharp lens. It's got a nice little zoom range. Can you see that? Whoop, zooms in a little bit. And if we want more zoom, we can go with the 70-200 f4 unstabilized. This lens is very affordable, very lightweight. It's about half the weight of the 2.8 version behind me somewhere. That one over there. Do you see it? Yep. So this is a travel lens. It's relatively small-ish. It's compact. It's lightweight and it's sharp, and that's all I need. Now, the third lens that I'm bringing, the wide angle, I'm an idiot. I'm shooting on it right now. It's a 16-35 f4 image stabilized as well. Again, affordable, lightweight, very sharp wide open, which is what I like when shooting time lapses. So you don't have any aperture flicker, which is another subject maybe for another video. And the benefit of the 24-70 and the 16-35 is that they both have a 77mm filter thread, which means I can pop a filter on this one and also use it on that lens, so I don't have to bring as many filters. Now, let's talk about filters and why you use them. Here we have a bunch of filters. These ones in the black cases are Polar Pro. They sent me a bunch a while back. They're actually, that's the packaging right here, really pretty, really nice. This is a circular polarizer, which is good when shooting street scenes and reflections and stuff because it actually cancels reflections. That's good. This is an ND1000, so that is a 10-stop filter, which is pretty much, it's like a pair of sunnies or sunshades or sunglasses for your camera. You need to extend your exposure to get the proper amount of light in so your photo is properly exposed. What that means is that you get a lot of nice motion blur, which is a desirable effect. I have another 10-stop ND filter here for that longer lens, the 7200. Also bringing a bunch of batteries for the 6Ds and a couple of these external time-lapse remotes. The reason I use external time-lapse remotes as opposed to using the built-in intervalometer that is in the menu. With this you can start the sequence real quick, check your settings, adjust your settings, check your photo, and then start again all within a few seconds. If you're going through a time-lapse sequence that you've started from the menu system in your camera, you're gonna have to stop the sequence, press play, check if it's all correct, adjust your settings, then go back into the menu, scroll back to the intervalometer and set it all up again. And by that time, so much time has passed and you'll see a jump in your time-lapse, which is not something that you want. So I really like shooting on these external time-lapse remotes. This one's quite expensive, but you have cheaper ones as well. I might do a video about that soon, if it's worth it getting the expensive one or not. It's pros and cons to this one, like with any gear, pretty much. Then tripods, I'm only bringing 2 this time around. I'm bringing a Manfrotto B3 carbon fiber. This is the older model. It's pretty good. It's bloody expensive, and on the first day I got it, this little spring fell out, and that's not desirable. Luckily, I didn't pay for it, so I guess that kind of makes up for it, but I hope this doesn't happen to paying customers. The other tripod is the Manfrotto 190 Go, also carbon fiber with these really lovely twist lock legs. So in one motion, you can extend all the legs and then lock them up again with the magnesium MHX Pro BHQ2 ball head and quick release plate here at the top. This one extends quite high, which is ideal for shooting over crowds. I wish it was one stage higher, but then you sacrifice travelability, compactness, size. This is really lightweight and kind of small. You can detach the ball head and then you see it's not that big. This one's not that big either. Just really good, really lightweight, sturdy tripods is what you want. And then all of that gets packed into my f-stop Ajna. Let me take a step back. This is my Ajna backpack with a large Pro ICU internal camera unit, which is something like this. It is pretty much a compartment to put camera gear in. On the back of this bag, I mount the tripods like so. They get clasped on with these straps and everything's in here. It is a very, very nice backpack that distributes the weight quite evenly on your hips and your back and your shoulders. I wish these straps were a bit bigger, but yeah, they're nice, they're high quality. Disclaimer, I am an ambassador for this brand, but yeah, that doesn't change anything. I've loved these bags since before I was an ambassador, so that is my honest opinion. Now, I'm shooting this currently a couple days after the shoot. I don't know where I started the shoot. I shot a lot of stuff on my phone, so I apologize already for the audio that won't be as crisp as this one. Shout out to Rode. It's off screen. Anyways, Rode makes amazing microphones. But yeah, the rest is shot on my Note 9 and it's kind of maybe all over the place. So anyways, I'll try and make sense of it all. I hope you enjoy the upcoming on-location time-lapse production scenes. If you have any questions, drop them down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a few days ago in this video. Doesn't make sense. Anyway.
How long are you doing the thing for? 300 again?
Yeah.
Sick.
I don't know, we'll shoot like 10 minutes, 10-minute shot, 2-second interval on this one because the duration is a bit longer of the shot. 2-second interval, 1-second exposure, got a 10-stop ND filter at the front to like get that nice smooth motion blur, makes it look much more cinematic. And I've got to actually just started, so I am starting it, keep track of it here. It's going to run for 10 minutes, rendering in camera, 4K, high resolution.
Right, yeah.
Looks better than us, Vinny. What are you doing with my camera? Half an hour before sunset, we're setting up 2 time lapses. We got the master shot right there, which is a 16:35 really wide angle shot. This one's a bit tighter on this side of the street. The goal is to show the transition obviously from day to night, which used to be quite challenging, hence the name Holy Grail. I made a tutorial on how I shoot these. You can check that out in the tutorial playlist, but pretty much we'll manually adjust the settings. And the reason that I'm using an external remote as opposed to the built-in intervalometer in here is because it is way easier to stop and start the sequence. It takes a lot of time and it's much easier with an external remote. There's a hair in my face going crazy. Anyways, let's you know what, let's see what happens next. I don't know what the next shot's gonna be.
What's the shot this way?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of like that.
And the other one?
The other one's really wide. That's 16mm, so it's super wide, much wider. The previous one is kind of similar to the shot that you're looking at right now. I've put my water bottle there, and the Dave in the middle. Oh, watch it. Oh, yep, good. And the bag over there to keep people obviously from walking into the whole setup, which would be less than ideal. Right, it is, what's the time now? It's a bit past 6. The sun set about 30 minutes ago, I think. How are we feeling? You good? The light has almost stopped changing, so I've stopped adjusting the settings. Now I'm just gonna wait another like 10-15 minutes, then the sequence is done. We'll shoot some more night stuff, and then I think it's gonna be a wrap. The next day. Welcome to the messy office. Actually, it's not that messy. Ooh, hello. Hello, Serp. Hello, fun boxes. Time to offload the footage by grabbing these little bad boys. Oh, that's not good. And dumping them by this card reader. Here's a card reader that I've been using for a while, and I've actually posted it on a mail time video. Don't buy this. It stops working and it corrupts files, and it's horrible. I left a rating on Amazon, let them know what it did. There's other people that have it the same. It's about the worst you can have as a card reader. All you need to do is transfer files and have the files be okay. But this thing corrupts your files, so shit. Into the bin you go, although I'd be surprised if you stay there. Hold on. There we go. The way I offload is by creating a project file with post haste. So I'll be calling this VFNO for Vogue's Fashion Night Out. Create that folder, and I'm gonna put that on T5B, which, sorry, that's B, that's A. T5B, create. I could be screen recording this, but I'm not. And then what it does is it generates a folder structure in which I'll be offloading all the raw content from yesterday's shoot. I'm gonna rename that to 6DA, and that can be 6DB because we shot on 2 6Ds. And then in here, I'll be dumping this footage. All the files are in Lightroom. As you can see, this is what the folder structure looks like. Again, go check out my video blog post about how this all works, how to organize this in the most efficient way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate all the video files. I could be screen recording, but I'm not. Grab all the video files, so these are all the time lapses that I shot in camera, and put them in one folder. And then what I'm also going to do is process this sequence here, which is a Holy Grail day to night shot, and this sequence here, which is the other one. I don't have to explain what they are because only a few seconds ago we were shooting this on the street. So that's going to look pretty cool once we process it through L or timelapse 5. I also have a video about that. I feel like I've come to the point where I've made a video or a tutorial or a blog post about every single thing that I've done, which is good, I guess, because then you guys can you can hunt those down and learn what I do. On that topic, I am building out a huge time-lapse course. Not just about time-lapses, it's going to be modular, time-lapse, hyperlapse, everything. Also how to use social media, how to market yourself, how to set up a business as a time-lapse photographer. It's going to be pretty big, there's a lot of work to be done, but I'm working on it with some great people, and I look forward to keeping you all posted on that. Now let's get to a time-lapse of me editing these sequences. And that's pretty much it. Files were processed and transferred using Dropbox to the client. All was finished the day after the shoot, which is great because usually when producing raw sequences, like raw photos, the processing time is about double the shooting time, double or triple depending on how much you shoot. Again, with the 6Ds, it's just so much easier and so much more time efficient to shoot and produce content that way. But these video time lapses, they're not always the best way to shoot. It really does depend on the project. If you've watched the past time-lapse productions vlogs, you would have realized when I used the other methods, Jesus Christ, methods of shooting. Can't talk anymore, so I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for watching. It's great to be back. I'm having a great time. The wrist is doing alright. In a couple days, the stitches are going out, and I might update you on how it's all going. Can't wait to go back to the gym and get more energy, even though I already am bursting with energy right now. I'm working on some very fun gear reviews or hands-on videos, and that's all coming very soon. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye.
It's a vlog. Mate, I would cheers you, but you slammed the beard too hard. I'll cheers you, Stefan. Hello. And we got some new friends. I'll cheer you, play. Great. Yeah, whatever. Cheers. And chop chop too. Yeah, love you, dude.